This portion of Local Lifestyles is sponsored by Gary Price, elder law attorney.
And Gary Price is here, and today we're talking about early planning for Medicaid. That's good advice, so we want to know why that's good advice. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for being. Well, so early planning, you generally have two situations. You have a crisis situation where you know that assistance is going to be needed in the near future. And then when we talk about early planning, we're talking about folks who have concerns, but they don't have a real issue with needing assistance in the immediate future anyway.
They're thinking about what if.
What if. It's basically what if. So that's the folks, when we're talking about early planning, that's who we're talking about, is that conversation of what we can do now in advance, because remember, there's a 5-year look back. Everybody knows about the 5-year look back. They ask the question, have you in the last 5 years transferred assets without receiving value? Well, if you did it 6 years ago, then the answer to that question is no, I haven't. And so that's the strategy with early planning, is to avoid that 5-year look back so that the transfers made were more than 5 years ago.
And it could be 5 years in a day.
It can be 5 years.
Is it 5 years from the moment they ask you that question, or record it or whatever?
You're right. And so if it's close, we make sure they don't ask you that question for at least 5 years in a day, right?
Make sure.
Yeah. So but there's a strategy to it. It's not a situation where, I mean, you hear this a lot, where parents transferred the home to the kids, and maybe they did it over 5 years ago, and if they did, then as far as Medicaid goes, that home is sheltered. But don't do that. That's a bad idea for a lot of different reasons.
Well, can you give me one reason? Because we do hear, I mean, we hear that all of the time, like, this is what I'm going to do.
I'll give you two real quick. One is tax. There's a tax burden that will be put on the kids because the house was given to them, or the home was given to them during the parent's lifetime. So they're going to pay a fairly good capital gains tax by having the property transferred them. And we could do it a better way. The second would be, what if the child or son, daughter got into a traffic accident? It was their fault, and there's a lawsuit involved, and it goes against the child, daughter, and now the party on the other side is looking for all assets in order to pay that debt. And so now the home is part of the kid's assets. So there's ways of planning in advance that are much better, much safer, and most importantly, allows you to keep control of your property.
Well, I mean, just listening to those scenarios there, maybe that seems like it's impossible to happen, but apparently sometime in the past it's happened for somebody. That's why you have this scenario.
Well, it does. It can. I mean, obviously it can. I mean, the son or daughter could be perfectly, I mean, just be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Sure.
And it doesn't feel like it's their fault, but it turned out to be their fault, unfortunately. And then the property's at risk, and that's what we want to try to avoid.
So that's the early planning. So when we're coming in to make our plans with you, you're going to ask that question anyway and get the ball rolling.
Well, early planning doesn't apply to everyone. It doesn't work well for everyone. For example, if the majority of your estate is tied up in a 401k plan, then probably early planning is not going to be to your advantage. Whereas if a lot of your property or assets relate to real property, early planning can be advantageous. So yeah, we want to have that conversation to see if it works out for you.
Do you talk about that in your book?
I think I mention it, but I hit other points a little bit stronger in the book.
How do we get it?
You call my office, 812-475-8444. We send you a free copy.
Thank you, Gary Price. We'll be back with Kelly Tenbarge right after this. Stay with us.
This portion of Local Lifestyles is sponsored by Gary Price, elder law attorney.